We are joined here by Randy Rogan from the Minuteman Disaster Response Organization here, who is on the ground in Amory, Mississippi after a devastating tornado made its mark across multiple areas in Mississippi. Randy, how are some of the cleanup efforts going out there?
They're going good. I mean, there's a lot going on. That, like you said it best when you said devastation. There is significant devastation for miles. It looks like it went kind of down Main Street, one of the main streets here, and just very powerful. I heard it was up to EF3, which is probably up to 155 miles an hour of wind, and so a lot of damage. The cleanup is going, I think, well. There's lots of groups here. You see lots of volunteers. And then there's, nonprofits like ourselves, Samaritan's Purse, 8 Days of Hope, Operation Blessing, the Sirens Project. You can go on and on, along with great work by the mayor here, along with the director for emergency operations. She's doing a fantastic job. It's just a massive effort, but it seems to be going very well.
Now, can you talk a little bit more about the timeline of things when you hear about a tornado or any kind of disaster happening in these communities? What's the timeline? When do you get to these locations? And then what does your organization provide?
Sure. Well, before the tornado ever, or in the process of forming, we're watching the weather. We have weather experts on our team. One of those being a retired meteorologist and other trained personnel. They're watching this weather every day as it progresses, sending out warnings, sending out potential alerts for what may be coming. And then as it gets closer, they intensify those alerts to make sure everyone knows what's going on. When we see that it's predicted to be at a certain threat level, we activate our teams and have them on standby to be ready to respond. And the first thing we do is, if an event actually happens, we send out our rapid response team, which goes on the ground. They're not storm chasers, but they go immediately following the storm to look at the damage and to understand the need so that we can respond appropriately. They report back. And then once we get their report, like we did this time, we mobilize the rest of the team, and we'll have the whole team on the ground here by Wednesday morning, working in the neighborhood.
Absolutely. Now, how many people are on your team, and maybe somebody listening at home, how can they join your team and help people who have been through this really big travesty?
Sure. Our organization is about 300 volunteers. Those volunteers, the majority of those are in Texas. We're growing the organization in Birmingham, Alabama, since now the official worst weather in the country seems to have moved more east. I grew up in Tornado Alley in Dallas my whole life, so I'm moving to Birmingham to help grow the operation in Birmingham. So we have 300 volunteers, and we put out a text to those volunteers telling them what's going on. Asking for them to respond and to join in the cleanup efforts. So we just did that yesterday. We're anticipating running teams of hopefully about 15 to 20 volunteers a day. And at this point, I think we're going to be on the ground probably at least 3 weeks, and we'll determine how much longer. That really all depends on the number of volunteers that can keep coming.
Absolutely. And what do the people in Amory need? Or you have crews on the ground in Rolling Fork as well. What are people in Mississippi needing?
Yeah, actually, our crew is not on the ground in Rolling Fork. There are a lot of other crews. I mean, even yesterday we heard they were still doing some search and rescue. Mm-hmm. But so really, they seem to be lots of groups responding with food, with water. Right now, they're still on a boil order for their city water because their water plant was hit, but it looks like they're making great progress in getting that back online. And so really it looks like overall, and about half the city is still without power, but the power companies in just the last 2 days have made amazing progress. So hopefully in a short term, power will be back on. So really, just the continued efforts of all the volunteers, thoughts, prayers, and just kind of a loving hand to these homeowners as they need it.
Well, we thank you for your service out there and helping those that have been influenced by this devastation. Is there anything else that you want to add for the viewers at home who are listening into what has happened here?
Sure. Well, once again, thoughts and prayers for these people here in Rolling Fork and all the other surrounding cities. There's just unbelievable amount of damage, and they've been through so much, and they're still going through it. And they've got a long time to go. So your thoughts and prayers, and also if you're interested in Minuteman and what we do, again, it's nonprofit. We never charge a dime to the homeowner. We're all supported by donors. So you can go to MinutemanResponse.org. You can sign up, and then our volunteers just work when they can, when they're able to do so. And it's a great opportunity to really reach out and help the community.
Well, thank you so much, Randy Rogan from the Minuteman Disaster Response Organization. Thanks for your time, and thanks for all of your hard work out there.
Hey, thank you. God bless.
We'll take care. We'll talk a little bit more about the potential for more severe weather across the rest of the southeastern United States, so keep it right here for more information.